Okay, we have a 2012 Jeep Patriot. Has the CVT automatic transmission. I believe it's a 2.4 liter engine. And we're just going to go through and see what options we have here on the MS906TS. We'll do an auto read. Normally you go up here to the top line and you can just do an auto, but this whole top line on my particular scanner, the digitizer, isn't working. So I either have to use a mouse or I have to go this route, which is fine. I need to send this in and have them fix it. Yeah, that is correct. We'll just go ahead and hit hot functions just to see what it has. We have one page of hot functions. And again, like most vehicles, just because it's listed here does not necessarily mean that it's going to be available if you click on it. But as of right now, just a real quick glance, hot functions, that's the screen that you get. Now we'll go to diagnosis, and we'll just go ahead and hit control unit. And this is, for most Chrysler and Jeep products, this is the menu you get with powertrain, body, and chassis. So we're going to click powertrain first. Then you got the ECM, TCM, and the final drive control. Now this does not have all-wheel drive, so it's probably not going to have that. But we'll click ECM, and we'll go through the active test and the special functions and see what we have. Some cars are faster than others to get to this screen. So let's see what we got here. Of course, we got your typical, your ECU information, read codes, erase codes, live data. There's the active test. You got freeze frame information, event data, ECU configuration information, misfire data, system check, and special functions. So for this particular video, we're just going to concentrate on active test and special functions. And maybe for another video, we'll go through and we will venture into this ECU configuration information to see if you're able to change modules and computers and stuff using this scan tool on a Jeep. So first we're going to hit active test. And these are the two main pages that you're going to go to really dive into the troubleshooting of the vehicle. If you have an issue, with, say, the AC, you may want to come to this screen to see if you can control the compressor clutch relay. If you have an injector issue or you think you may have an injector issue, here's all four of your injector control states. Normally what that allows you to do is turn the injectors on and off and see if it actually makes a difference. While the car's running, you can actually kill that injector and see, if it makes a difference. But anyway, we have two pages here, and as usual, I'll just kind of give you a little bit to go over these particular options here. We'll go ahead and drag that up and out of the way. And then, of course, you got your auto shutdown relay. That's a huge, a huge issue, or can be a huge issue on Chrysler products. Page 2 of the active test. Okay, so we'll back out of that and we'll go to special functions. One page here, we got, of course, all your typical, your cam crank, check PCM odometer, PCM VIN, quick learn, code validation. Not sure what code validation is, but reset memory, torque converter. So single page of special functions. So we'll back out of that. We'll back out of that. We'll go to TCM. And similar deal, we got active test special functions here. So we're going to go to active test first. And this is what you got for the TCM as far as active functions, or active test. Okay, we'll go to special functions. And that's what you got for the special functions. I'll go ahead and click this, but I doubt it's going to have it, so it's probably going to say cannot communicate with module. Okay, no system config. Again, if it was an all-wheel drive, it would probably have that. So now we're going to go to body. We'll go ahead and do airbag. See what options we got for the airbag. We do have special functions. Do not see active test. Got a system check. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click system check just to see what it does. I'm kind of curious. I'm not sure exactly what that is for. Okay, activate driver and passenger head restraint. Okay. So we'll back out of that. We're going to go to the HVAC. Again, active test. One page. I'll give you a few minutes to, or a few seconds rather, to take a look and see what you got under HVAC. When you're having AC problems, it's nice to have a few either active test or special functions under the HVAC so that you can, check the, the compressor clutch, solenoid, the blend air door, if the blend air doors are going all the way open and closed and whatnot. Okay, back out of that. We'll do special functions. Okay. Central gateway. This is usually a pretty good one. A lot of options usually under these Chrysler products. We'll take a look at active test. Okay, got 3 pages. I'll give you a couple seconds to scan through those. And, if you're working on something that's close to this same year, that's Jeep related, probably going to be pretty similar options. Even a Chrysler. If you're working on a Jeep or a Chrysler product that's around 2012, 2013 or so, this will be a pretty close representation of what you can probably expect if you have one of these type scan tools, as far as things that you can do. Okay, so 3 pages there. Kind of scroll back through. Back out of that. Go to special functions. Two pages of special functions. If you didn't have a navigation radio, now I've never done this, I'm assuming that if you didn't have a navigation radio and you wanted to put one in, it's not as simple as just plugging it in. You'd have to activate it. And, it's got an option here for add navigation radio. I'm assuming that that's what that would be for. Which is something that you would not be able to do unless you had a scan tool that's able to do that. Now, program tire size. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to click on that because I'm curious on this Jeep Patriot. What options is under that? Okay, so that's kind of what I thought. It's going to allow you to pick from selected tire sizes. These are the tires that could have came on this vehicle from the factory. So if you've got a similar size tire that you've put on the vehicle, you're going to want to select that in this list to make sure that your speedometer and your shift points are as close as possible. And that's going to be the same thing, I'm pretty sure. We'll go ahead and click on it. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. That is the second page that we're on. There's the first page. So we'll back out of that. That was special functions there. So we'll go to instrument cluster, active test, 2 pages. Chrysler is real good about giving a lot of testing options. You know, I mean, as you can see here, you can actually turn on the oil light only on the instrument cluster. Turn on the cruise on light. You know, if you think a bulb is bad and you don't know if it's, you know, the actual cluster, you can activate that by telling the computer to turn it on. All the lights on the instrument cluster, you can ops check them. Now you're supposed to be able to do that just by turning the key to the on position. You should see all those lights light up and then go off, which would be that'd be the first thing I would do to see if the bulbs are actually good or bad. This is special functions. This is where you set some of the settings, you know, for like auto door lock, auto door unlock, even seat belt alert reminder. Okay, so we're going to go to Tpms. This is your tire pressure monitor system. Usually don't have a whole lot of options underneath TPS. We don't have any active test, doesn't look like, but we do have special functions, so let's see what that is. Got 2 pages, so that's pretty good. Now I'm surprised, erase all ignition keys. I'm surprised that that's actually under this particular menu, but it is. And just so you know, on most Jeep and Chrysler products, if you try to program a new key, you have to have a PIN code. This tool will not pull the PIN code. So you're either going to have a tool that pulls the PIN code, or go to the dealer or a locksmith and have them tell you what the PIN code is. And of course they charge for that. Update pressure threshold. So apparently you can set what pressure your tires, your TPMS system will alert you that your pressures are not where they should be. You know, a lot of people with Jeeps, if they take them off-road, they want to decrease the tire pressure. So, and then when they're on road, they air them back up. So depending on that criteria, you can actually adjust that on some vehicles. Okay, intrusion transceiver module. Okay. So let's go to chassis. Will be the last one. ABS, that'll be a good one to look at. Active test. 2 pages. So if you're having ABS problems, you got a pretty good selection of things that you can, you know, check. You know, the pump, you can kick the pump on, kick it off. Check your valves, all that good stuff. So now let's go to special functions. Of course, here's where you're going to bleed your brakes. A lot of, you know, if you change, normally if you just do a typical brake job, you do not have to use this function for brake bleed. But if you change the ABS module or you crack it open and introduce air into it, you can't get all the air out of it during a normal conventional brake bleed. You have to use the brake bleed option, and it actually kicks the pump on, and it pumps the fluid through the ABS module like it should, and it actually evacuates all the air out of it. So make sure you do that, otherwise you'll have spongy brakes and possibly a brake system that doesn't work. Anyway, so that's what you got there for ABS module. And of course, last but not least, steering angle sensor. This is if you replace the clock spring. Of course, there's no active test or special functions under this, but there is live data, so you can read the steering angle and all that. Of course, this is where you'd get your ECU information and codes and all that. But anyway, that is about all I think I'm going to show on this video. Just a quick walkthrough of the active test and special functions on this 2012 Jeep Patriot. That's it. You guys take care.